Hey guys, let's answer question number 1 here. Lines R and S are parallel lines cut by a transversal. Find the value of n and then label all of the angles in the picture. So first thing we got to do is determine, so this angle right here, 6n plus 17 degrees. This is an acute angle, right? And this angle down here, negative 2n plus 41 degrees, that's an acute angle. Well, obviously it's telling us about the angle, but that's not the answer, right? So we need to set up an equation and solve it to figure out what n equals, so we can figure out what those two acute angles are. So I know that these, in this picture, I know when these are corresponding angles, so they're going to be congruent, right? So when we set up our equation, we're going to say 6n plus 17 has to be equal to, right, negative 2n plus 41. Remember, I know those two angles are congruent, so I can put an equal sign between them. Now, when I solve this, it's going to tell us what n equals, right? So let's change the color here. So I'm going to do a line down the equals, because whatever I do to one side of the equation, I have to do to the other. So I usually tell my students to bring the smaller, I have variables on both sides, right? I want to bring the smaller one over. So I know negative 2n smaller. You can bring either one over, but it's easier usually when you bring the smaller one over. So to bring negative 2n to the other side, I got to add, I want to cancel it out over here. And whatever I do to one side, I got to do to the other. So I'm going to add 2n to both sides here. So negative 2n plus 2n cancels out. 6n plus 2n is 8n. And I'm going to bring everything down, right? Now it's just a two-step equation. To get rid of positive 17, I want to subtract 17 from both sides. I'm trying to get that variable by itself, right? Equals 24. So I'm going to bring everything down here, bring down the 8n. And then to undo 8 times n, I have to divide both sides by 8. And 24 divided by 8 is going to be 3, right? So n equals 3. So we're not done now. So we know that 6 times 3, this says 6 times n. Well, we know n. It's 3, right? So 6 times 3 plus 17 equals 35 degrees. And then negative 2 times 3 is negative 6. And negative 6 plus 41, well, that's also 35 degrees. So that we wanted that to happen. They're equal, so we wanted them to come out the same, and they did. So again, all the acute angles in this picture are going to be 35 degrees. And that means that, let's switch the color, all the obtuse angles in this picture are going to be 145 degrees. And we know that because 180 minus that 35, remember these two make a straight line, 180 minus that 35 is 145. So all of the obtuse angles in this picture are going to be 145. And if you want to do one more step, you know, these four, right, are going to add up to 360 degrees because those four angles make a circle, right? So those four will make 360, and so will these four. All right, I hope that helps.